It's a smack in the face for the people of London that little guy, Sadiq Khan, is going to get a knighthood. What's he done for this city? There's a petition now to stop this guy getting a knighthood. It's over the 100,000 mark. Can we stop of people who've been stabbed to death on the streets of London during Sadiq Khan's god-awful regime?
Here's a startling fact. Since 2015, Donald Trump and Sadiq Khan have exchanged over 30 public insults, ranging from criticisms of policy to personal attacks. This isn't just playground name-calling, it's a diplomatic crisis in the making. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. But what's driving this relentless animosity? And how might it affect the special relationship between the UK and the US? We've dug deep to bring you the answers and analyze the potential consequences.
Well, I think the enormous problem is that we've got a series of unresolved issues that many people are very concerned about. Everything from crime on the streets to the situation with housing.
And worse and worse. It's not safe to walk the streets, particularly if you're a woman. Yeah, women are terrified to walk the streets of this city.
And we at Together, the Together Association, did a big piece of work with Ben Pyle, 2 reports that at first people were nervous about because people couldn't quite believe that perhaps the mayor's office would just blatantly lie.
The Khan-Trump saga began as a typical political disagreement, but quickly spiraled into a personal vendetta that captured global attention. When Sadiq Khan first criticized Trump's proposed Muslim ban in 2015, few could have predicted the explosive trajectory their relationship would take. Khan's initial comments, calling the ban outrageous and divisive, were par for the course in political discourse. But Trump, never one to let a perceived slight go unchallenged, took things to a new level. As Khan ascended to the position of London's mayor, the tension between the two leaders continued to simmer. Trump's unexpected personal attack following the 2017 London Bridge terror attack marked a turning point in their feud. In a stunning display of mischaracterization, Trump twisted Khan's words, suggesting the mayor had told Londoners there was no reason to be alarmed about the attack itself. In reality, Khan had been referring to the increased police presence in the city. Khan's team attempted to set the record straight, but Trump was having none of it. He dismissed the clarification as a pathetic excuse, effectively pouring gasoline on the fire. This exchange revealed Trump's penchant for personal attacks over policy debates, a strategy that would define their interactions moving forward. The feud took on racial undertones when Khan, reflecting on Trump's fixation with him, remarked, "If I wasn't this color skin, if I wasn't a practicing Muslim, he wouldn't have come for me." This statement highlighted the personal nature of Trump's attacks and raised questions about the motivations behind his animosity. In a move that perfectly encapsulated the increasingly personal and provocative nature of their rivalry, Khan approved the flying of a Trump baby blimp over London during the president's visit in July 2018. This inflatable caricature, depicting Trump as a diaper-clad infant, was a clear sign that diplomatic niceties had been abandoned in favor of public ridicule. The escalation from policy disagreement to personal insults reveals the volatile nature of modern political discourse. What started as a difference of opinion on Muslim immigration policies morphed into a transatlantic war of words, with each side seemingly trying to outdo the other in terms of provocative statements and actions. As the Trump-Khan feud escalated beyond mere words, a pressing question emerged. Could a spat between a city mayor and a president actually derail international relations? The answer would shake the foundations of the UK-US special relationship. While Trump and Khan traded barbs across the Atlantic, British politicians found themselves caught in a diplomatic minefield. How do you criticize a potential future president without burning bridges? Labour leader Keir Starmer was about to find out. Starmer, known for his measured approach, suddenly found himself walking a tightrope. On one hand, he couldn't ignore Trump's divisive rhetoric and policies. On the other, he had to consider the possibility of Trump returning to the White House. Starmer's dilemma was evident in his careful statement. The special relationship between the United Kingdom and our American friends is core not just to our own national security, but security of much of the world. It was a masterclass in diplomatic speak, acknowledging the importance of US ties without explicitly praising or condemning Trump. But while Starmer tried to navigate the murky waters of diplomacy, Khan seemed determined to make waves. His repeated labeling of Trump as racist and sexist wasn't just personal opinion, it was throwing a wrench into the gears of official diplomatic efforts. Every time Khan spoke out, British diplomats likely cringed, imagining the potential fallout. The repercussions of this feud extended far beyond personal grudges. Discussions about UK-US trade deals and security cooperation, once straightforward, now carried the weight of this personal animosity. Would Trump, known for his transactional approach to relationships, let his beef with Khan influence broader policy decisions? It wasn't just idle speculation. Trump's history of using personal grievances to shape political relationships made it a very real concern. Khan's stance also sparked an internal debate within the Labour Party. Some members advocated for a more conciliatory approach, fearing the long-term consequences of antagonizing a potential US president. Others stood firmly behind Khan, arguing that principles should trump political expediency. This divide reflected the broader challenge facing British politicians: how to balance moral stands with pragmatic diplomacy. The ongoing feud raised serious questions about the UK's strategic priorities on the global stage. If British leaders appeared more focused on personal battles with Trump rather than strengthening international partnerships, it could lead to doubts about the UK's diplomatic effectiveness. The world was watching, and the stakes were high. Khan himself seemed acutely aware of the potential consequences. In a moment of candid reflection, he admitted, "I worry about a Donald Trump presidency. I lost count of the amount of Republicans I've spoken to who are also worried about a Trump presidency." It was a rare acknowledgement of the anxiety his public stance had generated, not just among his political allies, but across the political spectrum. As Trump potentially makes a comeback, the UK finds itself in a delicate position. Balancing the need for strong US ties with the imperative to stand by its principles, the nation faces a diplomatic tightrope walk. Sadiq Khan's outspoken concerns about a Trump presidency underscore the potential for personal conflicts to overshadow crucial diplomatic priorities. The ongoing Trump-Khan saga serves as a stark reminder of the perils when personal politics collide with international diplomacy. It raises eyebrows about the evolving role of city leaders on the global stage. Are we witnessing a new era where mayors wield influence beyond their city limits, shaping international discourse? Moreover, this feud brings into sharp focus the future of diplomatic communication in our social media-driven world. With leaders exchanging barbs on Twitter and personal grudges spilling into official channels, one can't help but wonder, is this the new normal for international relations? The implications for UK-US ties are far-reaching, leaving us to ponder the true cost of public spats between leaders in an increasingly interconnected world.